Welcome to Celebrate a Sister podcast. I'm your host, Emma Walkinshaw. I'm a transformational coach. I'm also the founder of Embody Me program and the creator of 21 Minutes of Morning Magic. You may also find me on the yoga mat leading yoga sessions and also running retreats here in Australia and internationally. Here on the podcast, I bring you some pretty incredible guests. We talk all things self-belief, body acceptance, personal development, outdated beauty standards, and we also call BS on the toxic diet culture, accepting the beautiful bodies we were born into, letting go of all the beliefs, and raising our self-awareness. I also come to you from time to time with a little solo episode, a little Life According to Emma moment. I'm so glad you're here. Enjoy. This week I come to you again solo, a beautiful solo episode just off the back of the Body Love Revolution online summit. I had 14 incredible guests on the summit. The summit ran last week. It is still available. So if you want, there'll be a link in the bottom of this. It is still available. So in today's podcast, I wanted to give you not the grapes. I wanted to give you the fine wine. I wanted to give you the takeaway from the summit and the 14 tips. So I'm going to talk you through all of the guests, who they were and what the hot tip was. So I'm giving you the Reader's Digest version. But I still encourage you to go and watch because this is just such a small little snippet of the gold that was in that summit. I spent the last 3 weeks in conversation and in connection with these women. And I've got to say, I have been stretched in my own thoughts, stretched in my own mindset around body positivity, body acceptance, aging, the way that I move through the world. It has been an intense amount of growth for me, and what a wonderful, wonderful growth it's been. At times I've been quite challenged, though. I've had to get out of my own way and get really curious around my own belief system. And I believe transformation and mindset, that is the one thing that we need to really work on. Otherwise, the opposite to that is becoming very, very rigid. And again, back to having quality people in your life and having people that challenge you or open your eyes to new things. And that's exactly these 14 women that I have in my life. And from a gratitude and an appreciation perspective, knowing that I've got 14 incredible people in my life that I can pick up the phone and call them, that is just in itself a gift. So let me tell you about these 14 incredible women. I'm going to go through them and give you the hot tip that they gave me while on our conversation. So first of all, gorgeous Laurie May. Little disclaimer here, Laurie May is actually we share DNA, but we are absolute friends by choice. So my darling cousin, her mother and my father are siblings. So cousin Laurie is my cousin, and she went back to modeling. She modeled in her early teens or late teens, early teens, then went to university, had a family, took a break, had a pretty intense experience, was diagnosed with cancer, and then thankfully worked through that and healed, but had to have major surgery. And then she decided in her 40s to go back to modeling. And her going back to modeling and acting, she went back with grey hair and did this grey hair. Cousin Laurie now is 52 and she has more work than you can poke a stick at. Her beautiful hair is lustrous and grey, and you must check her out, her page. All the details will be in the notes here. But Laurie, the whole conversation that we had was about it's never too late to go after your dreams. Don't let things hold you back and don't sit on the sidelines, as well as can we allow a woman to age? Can we actually allow that? And we were talking about the mindset around a man goes grey and we say, oh, the silver fox, isn't he distinguished? A woman goes grey and we'll often say, oh, she's let herself go. challenging you. What is your belief system around a woman going grey? How do you feel about that? People I've had conversation with go, oh no, I could never go grey. Well, I think they look terrible when they go grey. But what is underneath that? Can we just not allow ourselves to age? Very interesting. Then I had the gorgeous Sonia. Sonia is a fashion expert and she works with women in quite high up leadership positions and helps them pull their wardrobe together for more confidence. And she said something really powerful to me. She said her styling, it's about dressing from the inside out. So actually looking at what your personality is, what you want to convey, and then dress from the inside out. And I was thinking back to my earlier days and my own journey around my lack of self-acceptance in my body, and hearing that tip, you've all heard it, wear black because it makes you look thin. And I spent a lot of time, I'd walk into a shop and go, oh, I like that dress. Oh, have you got it in black? When the truth is, if I'm to dress, which I do now, thankfully, dress from the inside out, you wouldn't catch me in black all that often because I'm actually quite a romantic. I love soft florals and a bit of a boho look, and I'm very feminine and gentle in that way. And my body's quite curvy. It's voluptuous. So it really fits well in those beautiful flowing dresses. So Sonia said that to me. I thought, oh my gosh, that is so beautiful. And now when I look at the way people dress, you can see that they're really embodying who they are. And you think how refreshing. I can see that personality come through. Then I spoke to the beautiful Philly. Philly has written a book, Ending Body Burnout. And she has lots of tips and tools about burnout and the impacts of that on your body and how that can really affect your self-confidence and who you are. Philly has an awesome assessment tool, just measuring where you're at in your own body burnout journey. Philly had some great tips as well in the Body Love Revolution Summit, just talking about those practices and signs from a functional practice. She is a functional practitioner, practicing functional medicine practitioner. I've said that all the wrong way, but you know what I mean. I'm going to get that. I will get that. But Philly has written also a PhD, so her knowledge, I was hanging on to every word of it. Brilliant. Then I went to the gorgeous Dr. Lucy from Real Life Medicine. Dr. Lucy had a saying which I just loved, and she says, you can never hate yourself thin. Just back to that horrific self-talk that we do to ourselves, and, you know, all the beating up on ourselves, we never will get to that optimal place if that's what we do. I love also Dr. Lucy in her Real Life Medicine program has a lot of hypnotherapy, and she was talking about, again, the mindset of our relationship to self and how hypnotherapy is a beautiful part of her program. Dr. Lucy is a wealth of knowledge. She said a couple of other things in our interview as well that were actually light bulb moments for me, and it's really eyes up, ears up. Dr. Lucy comes from quite a scientific background as well, which I really love and appreciate. Then I had the gorgeous Ange. Ange is a holistic naturopathic counsellor, but also has been a personal trainer for years. And Ange was talking about her own evolution as a personal trainer back to her old style of training years ago, which was like drop and give me 50, go, push, push, push. And then Ange said she, through her own discovery and her own awakening, just moving away from that push hard, go hard, stretch yourself. And she said now her approach to her clients is so much more holistic. And of course, Ange has also developed herself and done a lot of study and moved into this. You know, she said when people come now to work out with her, you know, she said there's so many factors that she need, or bits of information she needs to know before they even start their workout, which I just love that approach. It was so wholesome and nurturing. Then we had the gorgeous Justine from the Ibui Ayurvedic business. Justine is a naturopath, a master Ayurvedic practitioner. She also is the founder and creator of beautiful dosha products. So she really covers the Ayurvedic principles in life. She, in the actual summit, explains to us what the Ayurvedic principles are. So she takes us through the Pitta, Kapha and Vata, and then just starts to break down how this principle works in our life and how we can, she gave some great tips how we can start to bring that into our life. I really enjoyed in that process too was thinking into, with Ayurvedic practice, it's really about tuning into yourself and knowing it's very intuitive. You need to really hone in and take your power back. I think of my life as a yo-yo dieter, outsourcing my well-being for so many years. Ayurvedic does not do that. It is a real skill of, yes, you work out what your dosha is, but then you learn so much about the doshas. It's then empowers you to go on this journey of balancing your own dosha, balancing your own practices in your own life. So I love Justine. That was a very juicy conversation. Then we have the gorgeous Lainey, who is a master EFT practitioner. Lainey does the emotional freedom technique, or it's called tapping as well. You might hear about it. I've actually done some sessions with Lainey, and what I love about EFT, there's a few things I love about EFT. When it's tied in with body acceptance, body confidence, and accepting who you are, the EFT has got, because it's got that tapping rhythm to it, it's very, very primal. It's almost like Lainey describes it, and this is so how I feel. It's primal, it's nurturing. Think about when you pick up a baby, you naturally start to pat the baby's bottom or back and you start to rock with the baby. So EFT gets you into that state because you're tapping different pressure points and meridians on the body. It gets you in that primal state. And then Lainey, I love her whole way that she helps you do your setup statement. So you're actually acknowledging how you feel on your body acceptance journey. And then she takes you through the tapping, which really landed for me. The times that I've done EFT with Lainey, it shifts emotion. It really shifts things in the body. And yes, some people might go, oh God, a bit of tapping. What does that do? Well, experience it and then have an opinion on it is my advice. Then we move number 8 on our 14 tips of our beautiful Body Love Revolution Summit. I interviewed Madonna the Goddess. Madonna the Goddess is so magnetic in her essence. She actually lives in America, but I've spent time with her here in Australia, and you've probably heard me on a podcast with her before. Madonna is a curvy model. She is all about the sisterhood. She runs retreats for women around the world. Actually, she's right now as we speak, she's in Mexico, in Tulum, having the most wonderful time. So her sisterhood energy and her sisterhood vibe is so strong. She is all about speaking, and these are her words, speaking beautiful honey words on other women when they are not in the room. And she talks about, as a woman, we are already beating ourselves up enough and doing the whole not good enough. Why does another woman need to do that to another woman? We're already doing that on our own accord. So I love Madonna's absolute energy around celebrating women. And when you are in her presence, she is so magnetic. People are drawn to her, and she genuinely gives out so much love to people. She calls it the beauty way. She lives her life in the beauty way. And I love that. She is like warm sunshine to be around. Then number 9, Sarah, our intuitive eating non-diet dietitian. I could talk to Sarah for days. Sarah's energy, her knowledge, and her take on things is just brilliant. And again, like Dr. Lucy, Sarah, being the dietitian, has a lot of scientific backup that she speaks about as well. And I really appreciate that. I love her own personal journey. So Sarah, yes, is an intuitive eating and a non-diet dietitian. Sarah speaks very candidly in our interview about her own life and her own journey through body acceptance. And Sarah is, like I said, I can't get enough of her. She's got so much goodness there. She also talks about in that interview, which I really love, and she talks about not putting foods on a pedestal. And I thought, gee, isn't that interesting, that whole notion? And asking yourself that question, what food have I put on a pedestal? Great question, huh? Then we had number 10, my gorgeous Yogi Louie. Yogi Louie and I, in 4 glorious weeks' time, are off to India. So there's 13 of us going to India. So Yogi Louie and I have co-hosted retreats together, and I cannot wait. We're in India for 11 days. Well, Yogi Louie and I are there for 2 weeks, but 11 days on retreat. So Yogi Louie just recently, at the end of January, turned 50. Yogi Louie chose to celebrate her 50th birthday by taking a group of us women out into the bush for 2 nights and 3 days. And we went on this amazing Harvest Queen quest, I want to say, where we really embraced the aging process. Did lots of, it's actually Secrets Women's Business what we did, but Yogi Louie has helped me significantly in me embracing menopause and embracing becoming an empty nester, embracing this stage of life that, to be quite honest, I have grieved and I have felt sad and I have felt loss. And I've really had had heartache and regret, which I never thought I'd say, but I have. Although Yogi Louie, through her Harvest Queen experience, really did crack me open and have me see things in a new way. And like everything, it's okay to grieve. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to regret. It's okay to feel angry. But then there's a point where we must move forward and shift. And thanks to Yogi Louie, I've entered into menopause, and I am looking at all of the wonderful things about that. And this, on one hand, yes, there's been some sadness, but on the other side, there's been this immense celebration and this appreciation. And to be honest, it is an absolute privilege to age. And that's where I'm at now. If you had have asked me this late last year, I was not here. But through Yogi Louie's coaching, guidance, processes and experience, I've popped out the other side in menopause, and I'm feeling really good and really excited. So have a listen to that interview in the summit. That will absolutely shift your mindset about aging. Then we move on to number 11, our gorgeous Sab. Sab, paint and sip with Sab. I came across Sab last year, and again, another really incredible experience around this body acceptance journey. So Sab is an artist. You send her, so it's paint and sip with Sab, but it's not your normal paint and sip. I can tell you that right now. So Sab, you send her a nude picture of yourself. She sketches you. You arrive at the paint and sip event, and then there's your beautiful body. I had never sent a nude to anyone, so that was new. And then my gorgeous Sab sketched me, and then I got there. And the biggest takeaway for me and the most empowering part of that was I actually got to see my body through Sab's eyes. And it was really quite beautiful. Another little layer of self-acceptance and body acceptance is to actually see yourself through someone else's eyes. And that's really hard, because if we do a photo, we're usually mortified. Who's taken a photo, looked at it, went, no, delete it. Oh, so many of us. And then you look back at that photo a year later and go, I looked really good. So we don't always see the truth. We don't. So our beautiful Sab, the next time you're on the Gold Coast, please let me know and we'll do a paint and sip with Sab. Very empowering. Then we move on to our 12th guest, Emma Gilmore. Emma Gilmore is a dear friend, and she is all about finding your groove, being alcohol-free in midlife. Emma has a wealth of knowledge. She's also a psychotherapist, and she really has delved deep into the world of exploring midlife and being alcohol-free and looking at why we do drink, what is often behind that. And I love how Em is quite neutral around it too. She says it doesn't matter if you drink or you don't drink. I just want you to explore your relationship with alcohol. I last year in 2023, because I was perimenopause, not yet menopausal, I took 6 months off alcohol last year. And I must say it was probably one of the really great choices I made last year, just in terms of me being able to manage my symptoms. And as a result of having 6 months off of alcohol, then when I did drink again, I had really reevaluated how it makes me feel when I drink, how often I drink, how much I drink. So Em's awareness around why we are drinking and what our relationship is has been instrumental in my journey through my perimenopause. So thank you, Em. Love your work. Then number 13, Naomi. So Naomi is an incredible woman in America. If you follow her account, this will be in show notes, but following Naomi's account, she has called BS on the diet industry so many times. I absolutely love her take. She's a yoga teacher. She's a mother. She's all about this beautiful movement, quite primal. Her movement's really primal, but very beautiful and very playful. And Naomi just pointing out to us the stories that the media has told us, the stories that the diet culture has told us. Naomi is a powerhouse and she has a great voice on these topics. I really appreciated our conversation, so follow Naomi. Then number 14, my dear friend Victoria. Victoria is there's no doubt about it, she is a firecracker. She is so inspiring. Her heart is so open and so loving. And she gives her experience about living life in a larger body, but being a power lifter, just all about her own self-evolution around her body acceptance journey. Victoria is most definitely an absolute ray of sunshine. You will enjoy that conversation for its rawness and its realness. And wouldn't you agree, how refreshing is it when we have someone in our life that is raw and real? My darlings, there is the 14 tips I learnt from the Body Love Revolution online summit. I've only picked out one tip for each of my guests. There is literally hundreds of tips in that summit. So yes, it's still available. Have a look at the link in the show notes. You are welcome to go ahead and download it. You've still got access to all of those conversations. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Where are you at on your body love acceptance journey? I know that I'm a work in progress, but from listening to all of these incredible guests, I have shifted another gear in my self-respect and my self-love. And can I tell you how light that feels in my body? I'm feeling much more free each and every day. And that is tremendous. I am on top of the world and feeling more Emma than I ever have. I also want to let you know the body acceptance, the Embody Confidence 6-week program starts in March. If you are ready to take that step forward in your own body acceptance journey, if you're ready to tap into your intuition, are you ready to get really clear on the next step in your life? Do you want community? Do you want connection? Are you ready to open your eyes, open your ears and become more of who you are? Come and join me. Embody Confidence is starting in March. Reach out. There'll be a link in the show notes and join me. You won't be sorry. I promise. Thanks, everybody. Have a great week. Drum roll, please. Introducing Embody Me, the ultimate program for those of you who are ready to break free from that inner critic and that self-doubt that has been holding you back. With the Embody Me program, you'll receive actionable tips and personalized guidance from me to you to help navigate your own journey with grace and confidence, letting go of outdated beliefs, really shifting your mindset to a I can and I will, as opposed to feeling stuck with those old outdated beliefs. A wonderful program that goes for 6 weeks. There is group coaching as well as one-on-one coaching with me. Let's do this together. Let's embrace the journey and embody me.